That is a hot piece of molten glass.
That's a lot of glass there.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We're doing it. Give it the squish.
Time to scramble up some eggs.
Look at that pan. Look at that frying pan.
What a pan!
Oh!
Oh, do we have...
Look at how good that looks. Get
It
the
looks
pepper
so
on there, baby.
Got some pepper on there. Little pep, pep, pep.
We found a new way to make breakfast. No joke. No joke.
Can you flip it?
Yoke's on you.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and flip it.
We need flippers.
From this side, from this side. Here, I'll give you a little angle.
Why didn't we have the right tools?
That's a scramble all day. Oh my God.
I think we're onto something though.
And with the price of eggs, have you ever seen something like that? That smells really good.
Right there.
I'm curious.
Watch what happens next.
Can everyone at home imagine how good that smells? Oh.
It's the aftermath. If it was a clean marble, you could totally flip it.
It smells more like a hibachi grill than a breakfast joint.
Yeah.
Look at this chef with the bunny ears.
I don't know. I'm telling you, if you had a flipper.
If I would have thought to have grabbed myself a spatula, I was thinking about how I was gonna eat this, not how I was gonna flip it around.
See if you can flip it right now. It's just
You're not gonna eat that.
This one here?
Yeah, look at if it was like.
This one might be edible.
Let me roast it from up
It
top a
kinda
little.
looks
Yeah,
like
roast
an-
from up top a
Oh.
little bit. Did we just do the soft boil?
Poaching.
Welcome to the Gathering Point, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Where every evening is filled with hot glass entertainment.
I covered up that poached egg mojo with some transparent pink. We've got Michelle on the camera. This is Jacob. We got Oliver. We got Bess. We got Sarah.
There's
They're all
Bess.
here. Maria's
There's
over in the
Sarah.
gallery.
Everyone, welcome to show 310, where there's never a dull moment, and Oliver's going for it.
So this is going to be our members exclusive piece, start of the
Egg.
show. It's good?
That's egg. That's
egg.
Good. That's good.
That's certified egg.
Little
We're going to
bonus.
make a nest bowl, ladies and gentlemen, to start off our ridiculous spring experience. Go for our patented nest bowl, which is one of the, for me, it's been a long time figuring out how to make this bowl and how to make it clean and nice because there's nothing symmetrical about it. Every bowl sits differently. Every strand is put on completely different, but there's some sort of crazy symmetry and intentionalism behind the way that these strands are put on. And it's taken me about 4 years to really start to feel comfortable. So it's usually, depending on the process, we got a spec sheet written up for these, but everyone's obviously handmade, unique. You want them to be within the same realm so you know and can expect what you're getting. We usually, depending on the size, we got 3 different sizes. We have a jumbo size as well, which you'll see on the table, number 11. Usually 2 gathers from the assistant, and there was a huge learning curve behind Oliver being able to bring this bit so that it falls off and it's dripping onto the piece, but it's not dripping out of control. If it's too cold and I'm pulling the glass off the pipe, it flattens out and it becomes a ribbon of glass versus a nice symmetrical round strand. And if it's too hot and he drops it off, then I'm going to try and get the length I want. It's just going to keep getting thicker and thicker, dripping onto the nest bowl. So there's a lot in Oliver's hands to do with this piece. Tuck in any of the super extremities here just to make sure there's no itches. Because I know that looks orange, but that's going to be a bright yellow with the pink interior.
Awesome.
I really like the larger grain pink, got a little bit of a spottiness on the inside at the same time as the outside. There's no spottiness or strandness. We use a really tiny grain. and it got stretched really thin.
It matches your shirt.
This is a strawberry lemonade, pink lemonade combo, pink and bright yellow. This is the Easter sitting on your porch, more ice cubes and actual liquid in your glass. Let's see how this one goes. Right this way. It is 1,000 degrees in here. We're gonna move on to our next item.
Meanwhile, you can subscribe. Ding, 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 ding. Back over in the action, they are pondering the next colors.
If we just stand here and we point at colors, it really looks like we're thinking hard. About like over there. See that one over there? Yep. And we got these ones right here in front of us. All right.
I'd like to show off a new orange that we've got here. What would you guys call this?
Orange.
Oliver chose. If you can see those little
It
red
kind of
flakes
has like
in there.
little pepper flakes in it.
Oliver said this was Dorito.
Chili pepper.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Dorito dust.
It is.
Dorito dust.
Or
I think it's
Dorito.
pretty good. We're gonna give this special orange a try today and see what that's all about. So now I'd like to just show you guys how glass drips off the end of the pipe. Take a look at this.
What are you making? Oh, something solid.
This is a contemporary sculpture.
We could sell it for millions, Jake. Let's hang it on a nail and
Robin,
call
you
it.
think you could ship that one?
And let's call it the drip.
I'm gonna drip this drip back into the furnace. Is it coming?
There's a bubble. There it is.
Yeah. Because of the diameter of this pipe, I'm not able to get that much glass. The diameter of that pipe was about twice as big. Although this is still a pretty heavy pipe because it's completely solid. So what I'll do is take this original core gather, shape it up a little bit, and once it stiffens up, which is pretty quickly with glass, it acts as a diameter increaser. I'm gonna hit this pipe cooler too, since I double dunked on a really low tank.
So one of the videos I was watching, a guy explained this, and I never thought about it. He said you got to start where the pipe is cold and go down towards the hot glass, because if you start with the glass is hot, you will warp the pipe.
About 3 years ago, we did a signature pumpkin that was the periwinkle purple pumpkin. And it was a deep recycled blue glass encased in a beautiful lavender on top. And that was the year that we literally, the manufacturer, stopped making that lavender for like the whole year amidst our signature pumpkin sales. And we found ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. They've started making it again, and it's a little bit slightly different, but remains one of my favorite color combos, that deep blue recycle undertone with the lavender on top. And we're gonna do what's never been done before on one of our solid, beautiful super bunnies.
No way.
Is Oliver's gonna be bringing over a bit similar to how we did the nest bowl. And this is all gonna be color prep just to start. I got the color on here. We're gonna layer this color on in up and down zigzag fashion.
Because it's a two-tone bunny?
Yeah, because this is the live show and we're gonna pump it up a little. 90% of our bunnies are just spotted.
Is that a pinstripe when it goes up and down?
Yeah.
Pinstripe bunny?
Yeah.
I want to show you guys this tool. What do you think this tool is? What is this used for?
Look at that sloppy action. Really good having a little bit of a thicker and thinner line.
Are you gonna give that a little twist?
I'm gonna give it just a tiny little something something.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do like the idea of a feathered bunny.
yeah, I do too.
Like a little bigger.
I do too.
A bunny with wings.
So now I'll just give it a little something, just a little bit of motion.
Oh, you're gonna get a nice termination
Yeah,
point.
look at that. As it cools off, those colors are great.
The purple's a little bit spottier, and the same thing, it's the contrast to the nest bowl we just did. That pink was a little spottier. When the strand's pulled, it becomes so much smoother, so that blue looks really full and powerful.
This is solid.
Completely
So
solid.
These bunnies have some weight to them.
Yeah, they do. These are a serious item. Don't let your cat knock it off the shelf. It's a different process right now, right off the bat, just going from the slightly faster layering of 2 or 3 colors to get the spotty technique and having your core temperature still set there Now I let my core get pretty cold while Oliver was prepping up that bit so it wasn't flopping all over the place and I had control over it. But now I'm trying to build the heat back up to give it a natural, smooth shape and not make it look like it was forced to be round. Let's put a little Maurice on it so we can save that termination on the bottom.
Okay.
So we're gonna flip this thing around. The bunny will be sitting on the table like these. And that blue is looking kind of green right now, but that'll come out a little bit more.
Bunnies are in the neighborhood, man. I love their cottontails. Whoa, the pattern underneath is gorgeous.
This is Bunny's connection number 2. I'll remind you guys that we do love technical questions out here.
Beep, beep, beep. All right, what's Oliver bringing you?
He's bringing
These
over
are
the
the
ears.
ears.
Ears are first, then he's gonna save the rest for the fluffy bunny tail.
I'm just getting it hot now. It's getting the color pattern right, getting a little bit more cylinderized.
Okay. Blue's facing you.
Another perfectly sized bit.
The timing of doing this is super important. 1 cut, 1 heat. 2 squishes, a torch, a heat, a pull, pinch and a snip, and a torch.
Got that, Oliver?
Memorizing.
Oh, we're giving away the secrets. Yes, all you glass blowers out there wondering how we make our bunnies, just note, it is documented on YouTube.
And the timing of that whole process doesn't work if your tools aren't clean.
You got dirty
Oh.
tools?
Got dirty tools. So you go to make that perfect pinpoint pinch and make the exact shape of the bunny ear, and then you get denied.
So when you don't blow glass all day, the first thing any glass blower does is clean their tools before they start for the day.
Yeah.
So that's a good habit to get into. That was a habit I was trained on. I never sit at the bench without making sure the tools are clean.
But we got it figured out, and I'm gonna bend the ear. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a bend, a little bit of mojo to it, and then I'll show you guys what's up in a vertical manner. But man, it did turn out pretty good. Look at this guy. Now he's still schnozzless and fluffy tailless. So shall we go for the tail?
Is this pink the color for his nose?
It is the same, oh, that pink, yeah.
The scissors allow cuts in there that are sharp, but when you reheat it, they'll round out and just be like a cottontail.
And the trick to being a champion with the tail is that not only are you cutting it, and 90% of the time you use the shears in any manner, you're not just cutting, you're shaping the glass on top of that. Either pushing it, you're pulling it, finessing those cuts in different directions as you cut them. It's very important for those glass blowers out there. Now Oliver knows what's next. Look at this guy. He's sized up. If we put him next to the other ones, he's probably got a
bigger.
good, 20, 30% more mass. Nice schnoz, Oliver.
Thanks.
Those are some big ears. I love them.
They're huge.
Yeah.
But think of all the things that bunny could hear.
That bunny is never worried about a predator.
If you're at home right now and you're clapping, watching this, that bunny knows.
He's looking and he's listening. Watch how tenderly this guy's gonna be removed from the pipe. Oh.
Why do you have him face down? Because the tail needs to be up?
I like having him pointed on the tips of his ears. A little more security. It's the tri-stand trifecta move. I got him by the head. Oh, almost dropped him. He's
Don't
pretty
drop
heavy.
him now.
That was a little scary.
Actually gonna go in this annealer.
Well, how do you have 2 annealers on?
Magic.
But do you remember that pilgrim hat, like the old man fedora mafia one?
Yeah.
Might be the better hat for this particular gnome.
We are gonna make the hat completely different than our traditional hats. We've only done one of these before. We're also gonna make the beard and the hair a very leprechaun-y color. It's a very stiff color, that leprechaun color, so that means that it's gonna be a little bit more difficult on the wrist, swirling up that beard.
Can you do it?
I'm not sure.
Are you going to need a wrist support?
I might need a brace. All right, I'm going into our water Malone.
Why is everything a different word? I'm like, who's Water Malone? I know that guy.
My good friend. We're gonna put a couple coats. This color can get kind of dark, so I don't want to put 10 coats on. I just want to put 2 coats on.
Roll in when you're watching this a little coat, a little jacket, a
Leprechaun jacket.
Yeah.
I've got a technical question.
Technical question. Technical question.
The blue light special. The technical question, the blue light special.
Frank over on YT says, technical question. What is the secret to getting a large gather? Turning it fast or turning it slow?
Ah, the secret to a large gather.
I say
What do you say?
a larger pipe, turning slow at first, turning faster and pushing away from you. What do you say?
I say the key to a larger gather is... We'll be back in 5 minutes after this quick commercial.
If you really like our vacuum cleaner, please call 800-1234.
I think that there's a moment that I can demonstrate in a second. So I will have a second as Oliver's gathering up this super hot orange beard. And that green's gonna look dark. You're not really gonna notice the difference between that and the black for a while, so just take our word for it. The trick to gathering for me is when you go here and you're in the glass and you're turning it, that's all great and you're picking your moil level, and then as soon as you come up right here on your way out is when you need to turn really fast. When you're coming out of the glass, you're not scooping the glass out of the furnace, you're spooling it up onto the pipe. All right, beard layer number 1, first ever bright orange leprechaun beard. I'm hoping it's not gonna stiffen up on me. Oliver said feels super stiff.
We need leprechaun music, you guys.
How many coats was this, Oliver?
2.
Whole extra set of curls on this baby. This is a monstrous beard. That is probably the coolest, most powerful beard that's ever been grown on a gnome.
What Oliver's doing is the bottom half of the gnome, transferring rods, and then they're going to build up his head and his
Give it
hat.
to me. Bam.
Ta-da!
I'm noticing this orange has a little bit of transparency and kind of like opalescence to it. When you got a color like this, and actually the green we're using is a very similar way where it's kind of in between being a transparent and being an opaque.
So this is the band for his hat.
No, this is his extra bonus hair.
Right now he's got, this is orange. He's got the band on,
Nice.
the bottom. This is what he's talking about when you put a dollop
Black
of
patty?
glass, so you get your color all on the bottom.
Or
The
green
nose
patty?
is there. He just did some hair, and then the hat's going to be different.
So what we're gonna do is drop a patty on the marver, just kind of like we cooked that egg at the beginning of the show, and then squish it flat so we got a disc about the size of like a baseball, maybe a little smaller than a baseball. And then Oliver will go for a second bit and we'll drop it on top and sculpt this hat, which is called what?
A bowler hat?
Boulder hat?
Bowler.
Bowler hat? It's gonna be tricky kind of getting this on at the right angle, so it's upside down. He's got a giant schnoz.
Bullseye.
Nailed it. This is a serious gnome. He's a little bigger than most. The beard's crazier. He's got hair coming out the back side of his hat.
Ready?
Yes.
There's the pipe, a bowler hat.
Is that the correct shape?
I think so.
I think you got it, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
These were made at Matt's home torching shop,
They're little mini pipes.
and we purchased them wholesale off of him for specialty gnomes, pretty much exactly like this. We're gonna put a pipe into this guy's beard, this leprechaun's beard. It's gonna be the first one on the live show ever to be done. I'm gonna make his beard real soft right in that crevice. I think I'll be ready on this one if you think you are.
It's a little nail biting.
Big timing here.
Silence in the glass shop. Looks like a tooth. Oh, that seals the deal.
Woo. That's one of the coolest gnomes that there ever was.
Man.
It's tight. The internet's buffering, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. Oh my god.
Look right at it.
Look at that. Would you look at it?
Look at it. You see it?
I saw it.
It was there.
What I do
All right.
know is that I pulled out the lingonberry.
Okay.
We're
What
gonna
do
go
you-
for a in-between. This is not a size that we offer. This is gonna be an in-between a large and a jumbo nest bowl. On the
Oh.
show, we know the jumbo's a little big for some people, even though they have a giant egg collection. We know that the small really can only hold 3 small eggs or 1 large egg.
One ostrich.
One ostrich, not even an ostrich.
No.
Nope. So we're gonna go in between them, and we're gonna do a color we don't offer on the website either. It's gonna be the lingonberry body with the gold foliage, folks. And if you've ever seen something like that, I'm here to let you know that you haven't seen something like that. So let's make this thing happen.
All right. Jake's got his pipe. He's gonna gather out of the clear tank for the lingonberry.
Red hot.
Red hot
pipe. It's ready to go. A little bit bigger. Actually, I'm gonna take 2 gathers. I'm gonna take 2 gathers. There's no need to force it. But it also just depends on what you're doing. You know, when you can take everything you need in 1 gather and have an equal, beautiful core temperature, that's gonna do you a lot of good. We've made some pumpkins that were like 16 inches in diameter. Those are 3 gather pumpkins. You need a little bit of air, Mom? They always get about 30% larger once you put the foliage on it. So this is our red base. It's gonna look really brown while we're working with it. That was the first strand. We may get it all in 2 here. That was a great size on the first one, and we got 90% of it. You saw me using the diamonds to finish it off at the end there. But really, I don't like to have any wide open spots. So as long as we can get this kind of thin and really slop it on there and fill in all the crevices and get a little extra thickness on the bottom for it to sit on, we might be able to do it. I'm like 80% confident that we won't need another bit. But we might. If we do, no biggie.
When the glass is this thick,
It's got so much heat on it.
so much heat.
This one is a deep lingonberry red with gold trim on it. And it's looking really good. So we're gonna go for the iridescence here.
The sparkle reflection on it is just insane.
It's a nice looking box right there. Two nest bowls, two creatures, a leprechaun and a bunny. All right, Oliver's got a beautiful dunk there. Was that 2 or 3 gathers?
That was 2.
That's nice work. That's a beautiful size gather. Coating this in a brand new color.
Ooh, he's going for a white
He's
bunny?
going into the white now. This is going to be some sort of snow Arctic bunny perhaps, but not only is he just going into this brand new white, he's going to be doing one of our patented super swirl moves. Tell him how that works, Oliver.
Well, you see, the goal when you're rotating glass is to rotate it at the right speed. I am instead going to get real radical and rotate it at the wrong speed. I'm going to rotate it too slow. And it's going to drip off. And it's almost going to drip off the pipe. And then, when the time is right, I'll start spinning really fast.
No way.
And I'll spool it back up. I'm letting the entire thing thread out. And I have legitimately dripped glass right off into the glory hole doing this move before.
Yeah, nobody's immune to dripping glass off at that moment, but you just don't want to do it.
No.
So now if we take a good look at this as he's marvering, and I'm going to get the ultra zoom going, and that thing's hot. There's 2 pros to doing this swirl move. 1, you're getting a ridiculous, beautiful swirl. 2, the glass is still too hot for the camera even to see what's going on. Now you're starting to see it. Nice work. Beautiful color on this piece. Deep blue, white swirl. Look at the bottom of this. So Oliver's going in with the torch, and the trick here is that you gotta have enough core heat. That glass, if he's gonna flatten that on the bottom and get it into the bunny, that glass has nowhere to go. So if he wants to get that squished up into the bunny, you gotta have some core heat within that bunny. And I'm gonna tuck this back. See that flame coming out of the hole. Tiny little flame. Michelle's got a beautiful bunny over here. Let's see this thing come off nice and smooth. Notice there's a little bit of motion in the bunny as he sticks it on there. That's always a little bit tricky to rearrange once you're on there. I just wanted to zoom in on the forehead and see if you busted out in a sweat on that one at all.
Did I?
Not really, actually. I thought you did.
Kind of cool,
You were
calm,
pretty
and
calm and collected there. Subscribe to the channel.
Here come the ears.
Teamwork. Sticks it on. It's hot glass. See that little turn for gravity's sake. Very important. It was a nice move. Cutting it right in half. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Spreads them apart. Let's go.
Nice.
She's adjusting the tops of them.
I want this guy in the front. And I want this guy in the front.
That's a tricky tool. I saw her do it just a second ago. You have to get in and not only squeeze the heck out of this and get it on there correctly, but you got to get one finger in and open these up wider and then get in there. And she did it like a champion.
Did you see? You didn't even give me that hint.
The swirls on that look awesome.
I
Oliver.
know. I don't even need to tell him where to go because he knows.
Mr. Swirler. Did all
So
themselves.
cute.
That's adorable. Yeah. What a smile.
now.
We have a bunking stick.
Mr. Stamper, nice stamp right over in the behind side. Are you taking this one to the box?
I can take this one to the box.
Get that little fella in the box. Solo bunny on the right side.
Flying solo.
Good night, little fella. Well, that was just a beautiful show, you guys.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Good night and good morning to all. We love and appreciate you.
See you next week.
Two nest bowls, two creatures, a leprechaun and a bunny.
We have a bunking stick.
Hi, everybody. How are you today?
Howdy, everybody. Long time no see. We had a good show.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to make all the stuff. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed making the nest bowls. So, and then this color palette's really been getting me recently. The warmer upper piece
Yes.
here.
Yes.
I think Jake called it the strawberry lemonade.
Okay.
is-
Yep.
I'm really liking, like particularly this yellow. You know how much Jake likes yellow.
Oh, he loves yellow.
So when we get to use it, it feels like I haven't seen it in ages.
Yeah. That sparkles so nice. That's really nice.
If you look at it from the side, you can kind of see the grain a little bit on that pink.
And then we had a cute little bunny, right?
Yeah, Jake came in and
So-
did this guy.
Wow. Let me just
I mean,
get
it's a little bit darker overall just because it's made with recycle, but it kind of really works for this color palette. I really like it.
Very cute.
This nest bowl turned out really cool.
So I see some iris.
Yeah, we have iris on this side here.
Okay. And what's the red?
That is our lingonberry. And you can see the grain
Ooh.
sizes on that as well with that red. You can see how it's a little granular. And then we have this nice gold strands on the back, all this foliage. But this is iris on the backside throughout the entire thing.
Right.
And there's two levels of reduction that
I see
happen
that,
here. We have a
yeah.
more heavier, I would call this a more silvery reduction down towards like the lip of the bowl. But
so
it seemed like
we've
we're gonna
got
do a leprechaun.
leprechaun shenanigans went on. That's super cute. Look at this guy. Look at that guy.
The orange beard, something we've never done before. The hair on the back, we've never done before. The Sherlock pipe from Matt,
That was so cute.
so super sweet. The giveaway piece here. This one is a little wombo combo between myself and Michelle. Turned out really, really nice. It's all one bit.
That's what I thought.
And you kind of section it off
Yeah.
and you squish it all up together.
Yeah.
Um,
But the head didn't.
It matted out
as
on the
much.
front,
Yeah,
but
it
not
did.
as much on the back.
Oh, that's interesting. But the ears are not matte.
Ears are not matte.
Did they get? Well, they went in the glory hole, right?
They went in the glory hole, yup, absolutely. But I think Michelle didn't let the piece get as cold once, because these are added bits here now, and I don't think
Yep.
Michelle let them get as cold. And when we punny up now, we flip it back around, and
Yeah.
it's here.
Yeah.
And then I think all of this just happened way hotter. Wonderful show.
Great show. Take care, everybody.
Bye
See
now.
ya.
Boom. Nice.